Hi and welcome to the channel, where today I will be installing HexOS for the first time. I did watch the Linus Tech Tips video when they announced it, and that's the day when I actually purchased it for $99. I do have some high hopes for the operating system because TrueNAS Scale is an amazing piece of software that has a lot of potential. But also a lot of drawbacks because it's way too complicated for most people. So what I'm just going to do is boot off the USB stick that I've just plugged in here, which should be front. There we go. Default installation. Now this only came through a couple of days ago, or I mean technically yesterday. Today here in Australia it's the 13th, Friday the 13th. Yes, I know, amazing day. It's 10 p.m. at the moment. This says posted 9 hours ago, which does not make sense. Somebody has the time wrong. Either way, we're going to go through. I have downloaded the ISO as instructed here. This is my first time actually installing it. I've downloaded Etcher. I have pointed Etcher to the ISO and the USB stick, and now we have just passed this screen, and we should see the normal install screen. So let's skip through this together. So install, yes. Now this will be where it will be installed. Let's put it on here. These two are connected to the internal SATA controller in this server. Now curious that it says ext4 boot, none. Yeah, the 850 was a boot device for Nutanix. I've tried installing it again differently, but it keeps failing. So I'm hoping that this is a much smoother experience. Okay, so we're going to select these two. I will assume that this will make them redundant, but let's find out. Yes, that's fine. Administrative user, TrueNAS admin. What does it say here? Selected. Yes. We want the first option, administrative user, TrueNAS admin. Alright, so we will want to select that first option. So first option it is. I'm just using a generic password I use internally here. Not very complicated, but that'll do the job. This will not be used in any production. It is literally for the purpose of this video, and I will possibly reformat it or reinstall it, you know, every couple of months, every 6 months. We'll see how the project goes. If I see anything interesting in their posts, I will probably spin it up again. Now we are going through this stage here. Allow EU EFI boot. I'm assuming that's coming soon. Okay, so again, download Etcher. This is how you get to it. I guess we'll get there in a minute. Their announcement, okay. Yeah, let's go. Now this usually doesn't take long. I've installed not HexOS but TrueScale before. It's probably been a year or two last time I used it, but I'd expect it to take probably about 10ish minutes for the whole process to get in there. So let's stick around and just watch this bar load, I guess. Alright, it looks like we're almost there. Installing grub. That's fine. See the server flashing away down there nicely. I'm not sure if it's audible on the video. So access on the E succeeded, please reboot. So I am removing the media right now, and I will just pop it on top of the server and I will hit reboot, or I guess okay. I somehow assumed it's going to reboot itself, but I guess not. I am not sure what it failed to. Alright, the server, they're fairly loud when they restart, so hopefully you can't see it too much in the background, or hear it, sorry. I meant here. Alright, so what it's offering here is for us to run us some options. But let's see if we go to detecting servers, if we're going to find anything. Okay, we have found it. Claim. Almost forgot what password I set. Alright, let's see what will happen. Now we have a fair amount of drives. I think there's 6 or 8 1.2 terabyte SAS drives. There's 6 1 terabyte SATA SSDs. And I think there's 3. Some of the drives might have errors, but let's see what it will tell us. So continue. We are limited by 8 drives. You can assign more later, so 8. Alright, so this first one I'm going to assume is the NVMe pool. This must be the SAS pool. And this is the SATA pool, so 7 drives. Can I click it? Does it tell me? Yeah, I do have an NVMe in here as well, but it's 1 terabyte. Okay, that makes sense. So just running the wizard, I guess it gives you the best automated. So one can fail, one can fail. So we do have a manual configuration option, but let's accept the default one. So it doesn't actually tell you which one it's using as a hot spare, because in this case I would be curious if this is going to be part of the pool or not, because that's an NVMe drive. It clearly knows it's an NVMe drive. But let's hit continue. I confirm that all my data will be permanently deleted. Now HL Hex Home Lab, I guess. Continue. So it looks like it did the initialization and it's creating the pools. Okay, I see the drives flickering away. Alright, creating default locations. Signing server name, go to dashboard. Okay, so this looks like the default. We can say don't show again, but let's just follow as it's probably intended. So let's go configure a user. Okay. Alright, we just made an account. Has been created. Now do we go back to the front? I guess we don't, so that initial wizard that it gave us, whatever choice you make, you will be thrown back into the default stuff. So let's do a test. SSD. Okay, so I cannot actually select the pool. Is normal behavior does adjust. So what happened to my pool? So it made a pool and now there's no pool. Now if you ask me, would I understood that that pool configuration is done and we're up and running. But I have no unused drives and I have no pool. Let's hit refresh. Okay, so if you hit refresh, it takes us here again. Alright, there should be a obvious way to get back here, but let's create an add folder option. New folder. Test. And I have no pool. Let's just add. I can't, so apparently because I have no pool. Now this is definitely weird. That's TrueNAS scale. App storage. How do I restart it? Is this a hard? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Let's restart it and see what will happen. Okay, it's still rebooting. Now I did pause it while the server restarts because they take 5+ minutes to restart. And I'm curious if we get back in the dashboard if we'll be able to see the hard drives that somehow created a pool and then vanished. So let's see, we should probably be almost there. Alright, I saw something about a pool. Hopefully not a swimming pool. Even though today it would be welcome, because it was but 27, 28 Celsius. All right. Looks like it's detecting a bunch of things. Some of the stuff I'm seeing looks promising. TrueNAS middleware. Interesting. I don't actually know if that comes up during the normal TrueNAS boot or not. I'll pause this right here and then we'll just skip to the end when it's actually up and running. So I'll be right back. Okay, so what I have done, the drives after the reboot did not come back. So I have factory reset this server. It actually has an option in the menus to wipe everything. And I didn't want to make this video drag out any more than it has to. So we did wipe everything, and now I'm hopefully just going to provision it. Okay, caps lock. It's always the caps lock. All right, let's try this again. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what the SSD or hard drive error is. I know these are older drives, so some of them might have problems, but let's just go continue and accept. So I'm just gonna go continue. I will confirm. Let's just do the exact same thing we did before. I'm just gonna accept all the default it gives me. Now this time I might just leave it on this screen longer. I mean, it moved past this part by itself last time. So you go to dashboard and let's just exit out of here, see if the storage pool is even there. So no storage pool again. So what I've done just before is I went here, reset and restore. So I went delete everything. You type in delete. Hex home lab. Let's try to do this one more time. It's very prompt to come up. Let's make sure caps lock is not on this time. In we go. What I'm going to do this time is manually configure. So let me see. So we're gonna go, we'll just let it wait. It doesn't like something on the hard drives, that's fine. Storage pools, detecting them. Now this time I'm going to go manual up here, manual configuration. Manual configuration is not available in this build. That is nonsense. So I can claim it. So I can claim it. I can go continue. I'm at the mercy of the selection utility. I have no choice but to accept whatever it is that it's giving me. So this is already frustrating. Continue. I'll call it HexOS this time. Maybe the space in there is freaking it out. Who knows? So I'm giving zero choice on what I can do. So all I can do is finish. It's initializing. It's creating the magical pool, enabling Docker and default locations, adding the server. Alright, updating services, so this is same as before. I was curious what it did when we did the factory reset, so to say. It must have just reset TrueNAS to factory, I'm gonna guess, and it restarted the interface. That's why it's coming up here multiple times. Now I have left it at this screen for about 2 minutes. Let's go to dashboard. I'm going to say don't show again this time. Now this Helping server is not running normally. Why is it not running normally? Can you tell me please? Because that would be nice to know. Nope, because that would make so much sense. It's like going to the doctor and telling the doctor that something is wrong, and good luck finding out. Okay, so storage pool not working. Apps, settings, network. This is very frustrating. I watched some people do this and I had no problems. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I will pull out most of the hard drives out of there and try this again. So I'm actually just going to tell it to shut down. Shutdown has begun apparently. So I'm going to leave the SATA hard drives and the SAS drives I'm going to pull out. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back in the interface. I see that there is some other people reporting the same issue, and apparently you can fix it by wiping this inside TrueNAS. Now I also read somewhere that the username to get into TrueNAS is not root. It's actually TrueNAS_admin. I guess that's based on the first installation we did. So let's see if the storage pool is up. Nope. So let's go to TrueNAS. So apparently it should be this. Okay. Storage. Manage devices. Not in there. Oh, actually I think I'm only left with manual test. No. Can I? I'm gonna pause this right here and figure out how to delete the disks. Ah, there, I just found it. So we'll just need to do one at a time, I guess. Quick. Confirm. Let me push all the SAS drives back in. Sorry, just a lot of drives. Okay, wipe, quick, confirm. Okay, this looks like it might take a while, so I'll keep recording. So technically one thing you can delete the boot tool, because I was confused why there's no wipe for the boot option. And then I realized it's a boot tool, that makes sense. I'll keep going with this will take a while. So after me clearing the disk in Android, it didn't find them. So what I've done is I've done another factory reset, probably the fourth or fifth one. It is quite a lot. I wish during this, when it actually said that it's clearing the disk, that it was actually clearing the disk. So if this actually fixes the problem, let's hope it does. Again, don't know what that error is. Continue. So we can't do manual. So manual is not available in this build. We cannot make any changes. So I guess if there's some drives on that you do not want to utilize in HexOS, don't have them connected. Otherwise, good luck. Confirm. Let's go hex HL again. So these are NVMEs. These are SAS drives. These are SATA. That's an NVMe. I wish it would give me a choice not to use that one here, so I could repurpose it for something else, but okay. It's initializing, creating pools for the 15th time. This has gone on way longer than I was hoping for. I've been at this for about an hour and a half, and I was hoping it's going to be a half an hour quick setup, but I guess that was wishful thinking. Right, assigning server name. That all looks good. I like the interface. In general, the whole interface looks very sleek, very good. It just needs a lot of polishing. So let's go to the dashboard. I'm just going to check if the storage pool is there. So there is none. No storage pool present on the system. Okay, that is... Let's see what it's done with them. Let's log out and I guess log back in. Maybe it will show us more. Oh, caps lock. And this is just an internal password I use for these labs, so it's not important. Okay, so half of this, it's done nothing with them. We cannot create a pool. Let's see, maybe we can, maybe we can't. It says no unused drives, so that's already not hopeful. I don't know what this server is not running normally means. Is this somewhere in... Is it getting that from TrueNAS? Updates available. Apparently there is an update. Now this is a TrueNAS update. I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing this, but I'm just curious if there's any mention of this weird behavior, but I guess not. There must be HexOS only. So as it stands, I'm going to have to resume this tomorrow. Okay, so I've got a little bit of time. So what I've done this time is removed all the SAS and SATA drives, and I've just left the NVMEs inside. And I don't see any warning messages, so continue. Yep, that makes sense with 2 unused. Okay, I have no clue what that means. That is... So I click on unused and I get this error message. Okay, that's cool. I always like it when I click on something and it breaks. Continue. I confirm. Hex Home Lab. Once this base is done, what I will do is in a second is I'll say configure user. Okay. Let's see if I actually have a storage pool. So apparently I still don't have a storage pool. So there's 3 NVMEs in here. 2 terabytes, 1 terabyte because it's inside. I didn't really want to have to pull those out. And it's not working. I'm not impressed so far. This has been probably hours of effort and I got nowhere. And the minimal UI, not wanting to tell me anything useful, is not helpful either. So I think for this UI they might want to have a tag that says advanced and actually give me more information or more options to fiddle. So all drives are in use in a magical pool that I cannot see. Alright, impressive. I think I'm gonna end it here because I only have about 20 minutes before I need to run somewhere. And it takes about 10 minutes to restart the server to try again. So let's keep going at this. Alright, I'm resetting it again. I have removed the NVMe drives from the system and only connected the 6 1 terabyte SSDs. Okay, so let's see if it succeeds. It means that for some reason it did not like, so I have an error. I'm assuming it doesn't like one of the SSDs. Okay, at least now we have narrowed it down that that error is coming from one of the SSDs. which in my last attempt about 20 minutes ago were just 3 or 4 NVMEs. They had no errors and everything was green, but it refused to create a pool. So 6 drives, that makes sense. Yep, 4 EVOs and 2 Seagates. Let's see if I click the one unused, if I still get that error message. Immediate value is undefined. Very, very productive there. And makes you start again. Manual, I guess, is still not an option. Confirm. Hex home lab. Let's do this again. Initializing, creating pools, apparently. And if it's failing, there should be an error message here. But apparently it creates it every time, but then it doesn't. So let's see if we get lucky this time. I'm just going to exit out of this. We can run this later, because I'm curious if it actually created a storage pool. So no storage pool still. So NVMEs, it doesn't work. SSDs, it doesn't work. The NVMEs, the PCI Express directly each into an individual PCI Express slot. The SATA SSDs are going through an HPA in IT mode, and it's still failing. So I think I'm just going to finalize the video as this, not having tested it, and I will post this in their forums as well as on YouTube, and hopefully whatever the issues that we're having, which make no sense, will be resolved next time I try this. So I like a lot of these options that it gives you. It looks very nice. I have no complaints about the view. Everything else looks very good. 6, yeah, I forgot I had 210 gigs in here. I'm like, why is there 6? Okay, everything else looks good. Simple. I wish I would have been able to use it. I'm sure if I grab a different system, it may just work. But I need to know why this is not working to begin with. So not everybody has the choice to just bring out a different system. I've got some 8th gen i7s floating around, small form factors. I've got a 20 bay NAS that's using one of those i7s in the shed, but I packed it up the other day and I do not plan to dig it out. So I'm going to end the video here. I'll edit it later on tonight. You guys have a good day and hope to see you here soon. Okay, this is my second time actually formatting it, but I've reset it probably 6-7 times. So let's hit refresh. Obviously we don't have any settings. Okay. Disconnect server, yes, cool. Alright, so that's how it works. Let's try this again. So there is 8 SAS drives connected and 2 SATA 500 gig SSDs. The 500 gigs where the operating system went on. Okay, we have all green, so that's looking good. Let's go continue. Everything's good, that looks good. If we click this, we're probably going to have an error message, but I'm not going to click it. The manual configuration still does not work. And we are limiting your initial pool allocation to just 8 drives. Initially, you can assign more devices required, blah, 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 blah. Okay, process drivers because of balance. Storage needs best for performance and longevity of your drives. Okay, click. Hex Home Lab. Finish. Initializing, creating pools. So I've done this format of the system only once, but reset I've done probably at least 5 times. I've lost count. It would tell me that it created the pool and everything would be green bars and green ticks. But then when we get in, there were no pools to be seen. And there is no reason for it. Okay. I'm going to skip this because I'm curious if the pool is actually created, so don't show again. Let me just see if the storage pool is created. Alright, so we still have no storage pool. Oh, we have a storage pool. Okay, so we do have a storage pool. Let me plug in the SATA SSDs. 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is a server and it is hot swap compatible. Okay, so the red marks, the first few times when I set it up, I did not know what that means. Drive is reporting smart errors, replace drive as soon. So, okay, so these have smart errors, which I don't care for the purpose of this lab. Okay, but it's good to know. So new pool. This first pool is just SAS drives. They are still fairly quick, but they're probably about half or a third. Okay, so have I gone crazy? Alright, something does not look right. So I say new pool. New pool. Okay, now this looks different. So I did not have that create button just before, and I have no reason. So these 4 are highlighted. These 2 are not highlighted. This makes 0 sense. Create. Yes, create pool. Okay, pool's being created. Let's see how long this takes. Five terabytes, yeah, that makes sense. Can we just click out? Will that actually work? Nope. Okay, so you cannot leave this once you have started. And I have no idea under what condition when I click this new pool do I get the create button. Probably under all of them. Let's do it again. Let's hope we didn't break it because it might be already creating it for some reason in the background. But we'll find out in a couple of minutes. So I'm stuck staring at the screen for who knows how long. Very exciting. Oh, it actually created it. That is interesting. Let's create a user. Okay, user has been created. New folder. And I only have that location. Is that storage? Is this not available? Folder. Do I need to refresh? Folder. Okay, so the pool. Okay, the pools are gone again. Yeah, I'm only going to guess that it has something to do with the SATA SSDs. I'm going to pull the SATA SSDs out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let us restart the whole system. Okay, the system just restarted. Let's have a look. I have unplugged the SATA SSD pool, and I'm curious if our normal pool will show up. Not looking promising. No storage pools present. Okay, so whatever it is that I've done by adding the SATA SSDs that did have some errors, the thing is the CRC errors should not make any difference. It should just perform its job. It should not blow up my other pool. That's ridiculous. By creating a new pool that you blow up a completely separate pool. Now both of these pools are running a different controller. It almost looks like it's attempting to do something. Click on one of the items to view more information. Yeah, thanks. I'm just clicking and I'm finding nothing. Setting. Let's go in here. I'm curious, so that pool is not alive. There is an update available. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. That is offline. Okay, that makes sense because the SSDs, I pulled them out. Should I delete that VDEV? So the HDD pool looks fine, but it's not in here. I actually don't see the SSD one at all. Is it because it's offline? It's possible. But this is crazy. All right. None of this makes any sense. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to update it. Export password secret seed. I don't know what that does, but let's do that. Apply updates and reboot. Maybe there's a bug in TrueNAS scale that HexOS might fix this weird behavior. So I will let this update and I'll be right back. Okay, I have restarted the system. Again, the SSDs are disconnected and the pool is not coming online. If we go to TrueNAS scale, so storage gone, TrueNAS scale, so as we see here, the original array is fine. The SSD one is broken because I have removed them. That makes sense. So obviously there's no disk health because there is no, there's no, the second array is offline. My problem is that the storage array shows up here, and I've broken my main pool by adding a second array, and it didn't like something. Sorry, not array, storage pool. So this is ridiculous. I'm going to make one more video. I will reset it with just the SAS drives, and hopefully I'll be able to actually start testing the applications. So I'll be right back. Alright, I have reset it. There should only be the SAS drives connected. So let's try this for the 10th time. Roughly, who knows? I have also attempted to do a few things outside of this. Oh, caps lock. And I have gotten nowhere yet. So here we are. This is the initial setup, which I've done so many times. It's not funny. We've got the 8 drives. Everything's green. Storage pools. It's detecting the disks. We limit it to 8. That's fine. Just continue. Yes. Hex Home Lab. Oh, too many H's. Finish. It's creating the pool for the millionth time. Go to dashboard. I'm going to skip this just for now. because I'm curious. I actually don't know what it's doing when it's doing this health. Going in circles. Okay, it's apparently done on the left but not on the right. That's nonsense. Okay, health storage, I guess, which you could have clicked by just going storage. View drives. I'm going to hope that it shows me the drives, else why put a button that does nothing. Okay, so eventually the drives show up. Add, identifying drive option for expansion. Yeah, that's good. I don't have any more of these 1.2 terabyte SAS drives, but I'm just curious if it will tell me anything. Yep, that's fine. Okay, what we're here for? Apps. So Plex, let's try Plex. I actually have a graphic card plugged into this system already. I don't recall what's in there. Maybe a Quadra P2000. I forgot what I've put in there. Now, one thing we discovered before, when it's doing something on one of these screens, you cannot click away. So you cannot tell it to install and then click something else, which is a little bit weird. In Synology, for example, you can say click install, find the next one, click install, third one, click install. Same with the updates. On Unraid, if I wanted to, I can go click install. Actually on Unraid, because technically, yeah, you can click away in Unraid and it will resume in the background. It won't be happy about it, but it will do it. Error, we're unable to complete this action. Why? I feel like I should click that. An error occurred with this action. Please continue to dashboard for further information. Please continue to dashboard for further information. So it's failed, but it's still showing up as an app. So Plex, you're not making much sense here. It's apparently stopped. Deploying and running. Okay, what I'm gonna do quickly is sign in here. This is the Plex that failed, but somehow still installed, which makes 0 sense. Let's go next. I probably should have unticked that because it's going to be faster, but I don't want to click that. It might refresh the page, so I'm going to stick around. Add library. Let's do movies. If I understand correctly, it should have made a movies folder. Next. While I wait for some media to copy, let's make a user. So folders user, apparently that's where it is. Now I've attempted to access this media folder, but it's not working. So I think that was 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. 21. but this might be because of my computer. It says the organization security policies block unauthenticated guest access from safe malicious sites, but that's okay. Do 21. I'm just validating myself to the share. Let's see if it works. It seems to work. Now you can't see this because currently I have limited it to just one browser, but I have mapped it. Seems to work fine. I'm gonna copy the movies over, and then let's see if Plex, let's have a look if Plex actually has the graphic card. So it's not seeing the GPU, so I'm going to guess that it will not play back this media that I'm copying, because they're 80-90 gig files in 4K Blu-ray HDR10. So this Plex currently, I'm going to just say it's fairly useless unless you're streaming local media with no hardware acceleration. Okay, it might work with an Intel, because this is a server, it does not have an Intel GPU, but I have no way to validate that. But I'll give it a go anyway in a minute when it's done copying. So I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. It's probably been an hour. I've left these 4 movies to copy, just so we can run some Plex tests. So Avatar and Oppenheimer, they're 70-90 gigs. Bedazzled, I think, is 6 or 8 gigs, and 300 is about 10 gigs. Now let's start with the weakest one. And now they are all HEVC, HEVC 10, because my media collection automatically gets converted. So let's hit play and see if it will work. Okay, so codec could not be found, so that did not work. Let's try 300. Oh, that one did not convert. I must have the converter off at the moment. Okay, so 300 is playing in original. So let's try to convert to 1080p. Now, does this actually give me statistics? So it does. CPU is at 10, memory is at 5. Does it tell me? Okay, that's actually not too bad. But as we can see, I'm going to assume it's doing CPU transcoding. Let's see if we can skip through. Okay, I again assume it's CPU because, I mean, this is 6 cores, because that is very slow if that was GPU acceleration in any way. So 300 is playing. Let's give Avatar a try. Now this here is 70 gigs. Let's give it a go. So that is refusing to play. That was kind of expected. Oppenheimer is 82 gigs. Let's give that a go. Installing components needed to play the audio or video on this page. What does that mean? Let me pause this and refresh the browser. 1 second. So I'm back. I'm going to try hit play again. So I have no idea what it's doing. If it's going to play, it's okay. Curious. I'm going to exit out of this and I'll be right back. I will try it in Chrome. So I am just attempting this in Chrome because I had a different experiences in the past with Chrome, but it looks like it's the same results. So let's give Avatar another go. Nah, so it played. So the Plex in here, depending what you're playing back at the moment, it's fairly useless. I'm going to assume you might have to go into TrueNAS and modify that. So that is not great. So let's go back on to here. Okay, Plex, definitely a bad application. Let's try image. Okay, it's installing. We're going to watch this installing. I know it's meant to be simple, but I wish we could actually leave this and let it install, or have an indication how far in it is. So it just did a quick flicker up there. The application's coming up. Still seems to be installing. I'm going to pre-install it on my phone just to see what that will look like. Server endpoint URL. That's what it's asking me on the phone. Clearly on the screen up there, it's still installing. So I'm just giving image permission on my phone to everything that it might need access to. So it says deploying. Okay, I've not used image before. I've watched some videos about it in the past, so I'm not familiar with it, but I know it's meant to be really good. So I will fill these details in and I'll be right back. Okay, I just filled those details in. I'm just signing in. Acknowledge. Apparently there's a new version available. Theme, it's always dark. Yep, that's fine. Yes, that's fine, I guess. So, do I need to pick anything? So, okay, apparently date format. What's default? I think that's fine. Let's just go with done. Now, how do I find my address? Oh, that, okay. upload. Server is online. I don't want to upload anything. Okay, purchases. $100 per server. I thought image was free. Okay, individual server. Okay, I'm not sure what the difference is because they're both probably going to be used by one person. Now is this, okay, this is per user, this is per server, but I guess you could have unlimited users. Okay, this is not a review for image. I'm just trying to figure out, do I maybe just point it to the IP address? Nope. The phone is asking HTTP server IP port and API. So HTTP and 172.16.21. I'm going to attempt 30041. Okay, it went next, but I'm not sure if that worked. Okay, apparently my image is doing something. Building a timeline. This will take a while. I will pause it here and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with image. It unfortunately, either I can't figure it out, but on the phone it forces you to sync a whole folder or library. At least while it's scanning at the moment, I can't see a way to just upload a single photo. Plus select photo. Nope. So this looks like it's image. It does seem to work. We can select it. We've got some options here: slideshow, refresh faces, viewing timeline. So nothing really amazing. What's viewing timeline? Okay, not a problem. This here is movies, but it's anime. Not supported. So I guess image is not for movies, even though it lets you sync them. That's how we delete it. So if anything, I would possibly use this so far until they get their act together for image. That looks pretty good. I use Synology Photos for my backup, which works really well. And obviously I don't have any space problems on my Synology. So this is already dragged on way too long. Let's see how this goes. Have a good one, and I'm going to go take a break from this crazy HexOS. Hope to see you here again. Bye. Okay, I'm back again. I went to TrueNAS to edit Plex. I've modified my time zone. And then I scroll to the bottom and I see this. Use this GPU. So there's a pass-through available. All non-NVIDIA GPUs to the app, or use this GPU. So let's give this another go. I'm going to say use this GPU, and it failed. Okay, let's try pass-through. I know it's an NVIDIA GPU, but I mean pass-through should be pass-through. Interestingly enough, it's been given 2 CPU cores there by default, so it does not ask you in the interface. I just saw this down here now. 2 CPU cores and 4 gigs of RAM. Okay, which is fine. Let's try Plex again and see if we got anything. Okay, let's have a look at the settings. Transcoder. So we do have NVIDIA in here. That is looking promising. Will that actually work? I think 300 played. Let's try Bedazzled. Okay, that failed. That is not looking promising. Avatar. Okay, that failed. And Oppenheimer. Okay, it's not looking good. I'm obviously not a TrueNAS expert. I have not used it in like a decade when it was still FreeNAS. I think I used it at one point briefly in the last 10 years. Alright, I guess I'm ending it for the 5th time now. Let's call it a day here. I've had enough. Hope to see you here soon. Bye. I'm not sure if it's a bug, but I just noticed that image is constantly deploying. It's deploying, then it's working, and then for some reason it's deploying again. That makes zero sense to me, because you either deploy or you don't. But it was working a minute ago, and it might still be working. Yep, it's working, but apparently it's deploying. So when you click settings, it takes you to TrueNAS. Okay, bye again.